Good evening, everybody. Masa al-khair. We're going to start. Our graduates, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, family members, alumni, and friends. We are here tonight to celebrate the graduation of the class 2017 of the Faculty of Health Sciences. My name is Nada Milham, and I will be the Master of Ceremonies with you tonight to celebrate this reception. I would like to thank you all for being here, and I would like to thank the members of the Faculty of Health Sciences who worked hard to achieve this event. And we expect that this ceremony is going to take approximately a couple of hours. I would like to remind you to switch your cell phones to silent mode, please. And before we start this joyful evening, may I request everyone to rise for the national anthem and the alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an exceptional ceremony as we honor our graduates and celebrate their achievements. Our dear graduates, today marks the conclusion of your educational journey at the Faculty of Health Sciences and EV, or part of it. However, it marks the beginning of an uncertain period, which is the pursuit of a better life and a better future. Your years of hard work at the Faculty of Health Sciences and EUB and your perseverance in the pursuit of knowledge brought you here, and for that, you should be proud. At this crossroad of your lives, we hope that the knowledge that the Faculty of Health Sciences embedded in you will enable you to embrace the challenges with clarity and purpose. The Faculty of Health Sciences prides in graduating agents of change, and I would like to call you the engineers of hope. Aristotle said, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. As you leave the Faculty of Health Sciences and the American University of Beirut, we would like you to follow your heart. We would like you to take risks. We would like you to be optimistic and innovative. And when you fail, if you fail, and you suffer, don't turn your heart or mind away, but rather dive in, and this is how change is born. I am honored tonight to introduce the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Iman Noihed. Dean Noihed took the reins of the Deanship of the Faculty of Health Sciences since 2008, and since then, he ensured seeding the continuous commitment to health as a basic human right among faculty, students, and graduates. His vision of the real need of Lebanon and the region of well-trained public health professionals allowed him to shape the spirit of the Faculty of Health Sciences into a think tank committed to the production and the dissemination to help inform and shape priorities and decisions. Please welcome with me the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Iman Neufeld.
Thank you, Nada. And we promised ourselves that it's 90 minutes, not 2 hours, but I think the staff knows that we usually go over time sometimes. So let me حضر عدة الشغل. Okay. On behalf of the faculty and staff at the Faculty of Health Sciences, I welcome you all to the 2017 graduation reception of the faculty. I thank our guests from the Ministry of Public Health, sister universities, UN agencies, syndicates, partner hospitals, and partner health centers and non-governmental organizations for joining us for this evening. We truly appreciate your friendship and partnership, and thank you for opening the doors of your organizations to host our undergraduate and graduate students as trainees and interns. A special welcome is due to our provost, Muhammad Harajli, the AUB leadership, and many FHS alumni, and I see many of them in the room, and many colleagues from AUB, especially from the Faculty of Medicine and the Medical Center. Of course, a big welcome to the parents of our graduating students. And at this point, just permit me to say a few words in Arabic to welcome the families of our graduating students. رمضان كريم عليكم جميعاً، وعسى أن يجلب هذا الشهر الفضيل للبنان والمنطقة العربية بعض الأمل بأيام أفضل تسودها العدالة والمحبة وراحة البال. صارت مطالبنا شوي بسيطة، شوية عدالة، شوية محبة، وشوية راحة بال. باسمي واسم الهيئة التعليمية والإدارية وكافة العاملين في كلية العلوم الصحية في الجامعة، أشكركم على حضوركم الليلة معنا للاحتفال والاحتفاء بنجاح أولادكم. نشكر ثقتكم الغالية بالجامعة الأمريكية في بيروت وكلية العلوم الصحية، ونطمئنكم أن أولادكم قد تلقوا إلى جانب المعلومات والخبرات التقنية والعلمية الكثير من المهارات الحياتية التي تؤهلهم على مواجهة تحديات العمل في المستقبل. عذراً سأنتقل الآن مجدداً إلى اللغة الإنجليزية. Dear 2017 FHS graduating students, on behalf of FHS faculty and staff, I extend my warmest congratulations to you for a job well done. ألف مبروك. Tonight's festivities are truly special. This year we celebrate the graduation of the first batch of students from 3 new programs. I start with the Executive Master of Healthcare Leadership. I'm not sure whether the graduates are all here, but let me try. May I ask the graduates of our Executive Master to please stand? Are they around? Are they around? Qasim? Where is Qasim? Okay. So they are executive and they are working somewhere. So congratulations to you, the graduates, and to you, Dr. Qasim Qasak, who is directing the program and has been the force behind its inception and development. So thank you. May I now ask the graduates of our new undergraduate program in Medical Audiology Sciences to please stand. Congratulations to all of you. Is Dr. Abu Sha'ra Kim around? Where is she? So Dr. Kim Abu Sha'ra, Kim, I would like to congratulate you for pursuing, where are you, Kim? Can you please stand up? I want to congratulate you for pursuing your dream of many years to develop a program in medical audiology at AUB. I know you feel proud to be standing next to the first batch of MAS graduates. Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, there is also a third program to celebrate tonight. May I ask the graduates of our new undergraduate program in medical imaging sciences to please stand. Are they around? So congratulations to the graduates. And I know that I've asked that Dr. Kotobi be here, but I think he has an emergency or he couldn't be joined. Is Dr. Kotobi in the room? So again, to Dr. Aghyad Kotobi, I want to also congratulate him for his years of persistence, perseverance, and follow-up on the need to transform the 40-year-old radiologic technology training program at AUB into a BS program. It is heartening. It's heartening that we all see together the first batch of the MIS graduates. However, celebrating the first batch of graduates of the Medical Imaging Sciences program will not be complete if we do not recognize the efforts of Ms. Zapoor Mansour. Zapoor, please join me at the stage. Ms. Mansour graduated from the original radiologic technology training program at AUB. She worked as a radiographer while in parallel pursuing higher training and specialization from abroad in the technical and education arms of radiography. She taught and led and coordinated the radiologic technology training program for more than 40 years until her retirement in 2011, during which she trained and graduated hundreds of radiographers who contributed to excellence in healthcare delivery in Lebanon and beyond. Zapoor was the dynamic person behind the development of the new Medical Imaging Sciences program in collaboration with Dr. Kotobi. Zapoor, I want to take this opportunity to extend my thanks to you on behalf of my colleagues at FHS and the Faculty of Medicine and AUB-MC, and more importantly, to the first graduates of the program. Today's MIS graduates and the many to come will always be indebted to your passion and to your love to this profession. Dear FHS 2017 graduates, your education at AUB and FHS has prepared you well to meet today's challenges and those of tomorrow. Obviously, the challenges of tomorrow are not well known, perhaps not at all known. And we may all look into the future and yet see multiple worlds. Thinking of the current, we live in a world that is changing at a very fast rate. Technology is leapfrogging, and knowledge is multiplying, offering some promise of a better future for humanity and a better life for those most in need. Some of these technological advancements, current and projected, sound like science fiction, and many are becoming realities. However, concurrently, we see a less promising world. For billions of people around the globe, the world is stagnant, and time is not moving. Billions of people remain totally disenfranchised and disconnected from humanity's achievements. Billions still go to bed hungry. They wake up for the unknown, deprived of a decent shelter, of clean water, of proper sanitation, and of basic education. Millions are displaced within their own countries or across borders because of wars, conflicts, and economic disparities. The contrast in our world is striking, but it is not random. It is a reflection of the widespread inequality and injustices that govern our world, resulting in inequity. The widening gap is scary and daunting, but should never allow hopelessness and despair to take over. You may think this is beyond you, but please think again. As graduates, you have a role and you can make a difference no matter how small it is. Fighting for our values and for justice has never been an easy deed. I do not claim to have answers, but here are a few tips to our graduates. 1. Never stop learning. Your AUB degree is a great achievement, but it's not enough. Keep exploring. At this point, I would like to recognize 5 of our MS and MMPH graduates who pursued their graduate education while working with us at the faculty. Please join me in congratulating. As I mentioned the name, please stand up if you're around. Shahab, it's around. Reem Al-Haj. Khalil Kraidi. Aya Nobani. And Zainab Rahal. All of them have worked hard to pursue their degrees while working with us at the faculty. Congratulations. So 1, never stop learning. 2, adopt a new way of thinking. Challenge yourself and do not hesitate to re-educate yourself, to think outside the box. And as I've heard from an activist feminist lately, Dr. Nawal Saadawi, even try to undo what education might have done to you. So keep that in mind. 3, always aim at challenging and breaking the status quo. Be disruptive. The provost will, I'm encouraging our graduates to be disruptive. if the status quo undermines people's rights and dignity. 4, never forget those who do the little things. Those who may not have the big ideas or the tools to disrupt and change, but still they have big hearts and enough generosity to derive their happiness from other people's success. I can think of many in our society at AUB and at FHS whose love and dedication to their work is unsurmountable. This evening and on your behalf, I would like to recognize a person who served FHS with a smile for over 30 years. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Muhammad Ahmadi to the stage. Muhammad Anzel. So again, never stop learning, adopt new ways of thinking, don't be afraid to be disruptive, and finally, don't forget those who work silently. Congratulations again, and best of luck in your future endeavor. It's now my privilege and honor to introduce Ms. Lubna Azzuddin. She's nervous, I know that. Our guest speaker for this year's FHS graduation ceremony. I find no better way to introduce Lubna other than imagining her riding a horse. And she has been a rider since an early age. Riding a horse, going fast, eyes on target, jumping fences, and forcing everyone who knows her to hold their breath until the finish line. Except that in Lubna's case, there is no finish line. She keeps going. In the few years I have known Lubna, I have witnessed a passionate and self-driven woman who never settles down or takes a break. With a BA in psychology from the University of Jordan, Lubna invested over 20 years of her professional life dedicated to youth development, participation, and protection. She has worked and provided counsel for multiple UN agencies and international NGOs in the social development field. She hosted an investigative show on Future TV between 2008-2009 on consumers' rights, where she researched and anchored 23 episodes covering 44 topics. She saw in the youth a big asset, a hope for the future, and not a burden on society. She also worked to protect the rights of the marginalized and the forgotten, volunteering at disability organizations. And in 2009, she founded Sanad, and she has been serving as Sanad's volunteer president since its inception. Sanad, for those who don't know, offers free medical, social, and psychological support for terminally ill patients and their families in the comfort of their home. One theme connects Lubna's work and life, and that is her belief in people, and this is her belief in people's right to live their lives with dignity, and when they pass, to leave us with dignity. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Lubna Aziz.
Indeed, I'm nervous. Thank you so much, Dr. Nouaihid. When Dr. Nouaihid asked me to address your graduating class, I was naturally touched and proud, but I was even more happy to see that social development and initiatives that give back to the community have been invited to share their stories and have a voice on such an important day, celebrating your graduation. What an honor, a true, true honor. Thank you so much. I'll take you back to 1988. I was in Jordan. I was barely 18 years old. ولا أوفر عليكم هلا 46 سنة عمري. خلصنا؟ خلاص? Let's get that out of the way. Right before going to college, I decided to spend my summer volunteering. I went to the Federation of Disabled Athletes and quite literally knocked on the door of the director and asked if I could be of any help. He said yes. And soon after, I was tutoring visually impaired students while learning sign language and assisting the basketball coach of the national team. One day, I learned that our basketball team had been invited to participate in a tournament abroad. But funds were short and we needed to fundraise. So I got so excited that I needed to find a way to fundraise for this trip. In the middle of the night, it came to me. I had a super idea. I wanted to organize a basketball match between both national teams, our team of disabled players, and the star-studded popular non-disabled players, but both would have to sit on wheelchairs. And the funds would come from the ticket sales and sponsors. I started doing my homework. I launched into sideline discussions with the opposing national team players, and they were fully on board. And here I was, ready with a fundraising plan. I managed to get a well-known hotel to sponsor us, then followed the restaurant chain, and then the printing company. A friend designed the poster. A big number of volunteers committed to help. We managed to secure a prize draw for plane tickets and 2-night stay in London. In London. I was all set. I requested to meet with the members of the Federation's board to present my pitch. You can imagine how I felt, meeting distinguished men who were 3 times my age and my experience. But with all of the excitement in the world, I gave it my all. I addressed some of the members' skepticism and convinced them that this event by no means would compromise the image of our players. In fact, it will challenge stereotypes. One member did not believe that the public would be interested in attending, to which I responded, just imagine that we will be watching the very popular national team being challenged by having to play on wheelchairs. Their fans love them and will follow them anywhere. Not only will they attract people to come, but they will be the champions of our cause. I walked out of the meeting feeling victorious. I had the board's full support by wholeheartedly advocating for our cause and using a new inclusive language, a language that will go straight to the hearts and minds of our audiences. And guess what? Our team won in a heartbeat. And the stadium was, And the stadium was packed to the brim with fans even sitting on the floor. Local media covered the event. Famous local athletes and artists came to watch and cheer. Through the cheer and joy, I could hear one clear deep sound, almost like epiphany, say, "Don't give up." I've carried this mantra with me throughout my career, chanting it silently as a youth development and child protection expert working on policy issues and in the field. I carried it with me while working with abused women, one of whom I always think of. She completely was unaware of her own sense of humor. تخيلوا ما بتعرف أنها بتضحك. And she was liberated by the thought, simple thought, that she actually could simply make people laugh. I carried it with me when working with young drug addicts who were at the brink of despair and we found that through art and theater we could confront and address their realities. We chose to stand by their side and not on opposing sides. I carried it with me when we entered the homes of young women whose families saw our projects as a threat to our culture and traditions. I would leave only after I had not only convinced them to allow their daughters to participate, but I would also hear as I walked out of their homes, Allah yirda alayki ya binti, a clear and genuine consent, a sign of consent and approval. I carried it with me when researching and working for the sake of children in institutions, incorrectly known as orphanages. The vast majority of those children are wrongly perceived as orphans, deprived of the warmth and love of their own parents who exist and their families. I carried it with me in rural and neglected areas where you unpack beauty from simplicity, patience from poverty, and hope from faith. Don't give up. Little did I know that the last 2 decades were just a warm-up to the pivotal point that was yet to come. Later on, I would gather all my passion, my lessons learned, my unshakable faith, and open my eyes and heart to what would be my one true calling. I was 33, and my mother, who'd been undergoing cancer treatment for 3 years, she was declared terminal. We were told she had 2 months to live, and we were advised to take her back home and live the final days with her the best we can. The devastation is indescribable. My mother was just 63 and still fighting with all her might. How do you ask her to take off her punching gloves and just surrender, just like that? To live with the realization that this woman, who was very much alive, breathing, laughing, eating, and even volunteering, would be gone in 2 months. We were referred to a home hospice care organization in Jordan that provided a support service I had never heard of. Their medical team comprised of a hospice doctor and nurses whose mission was to improve my mother's quality of life and preserve her dignity. They were to medically, socially, and psychologically support Mom and guide us in the coming months and days leading up to my mother's end of life. The medical and nursing support, the care, and the love we received every day of the last 2 months of her life were out of this world. They were genuinely attentive, considerate, and so gentle. Her pain and symptoms were controlled, her questions were answered, and by essentially restoring structure, her life was kept intact. Throughout all of this, my mother was able to run errands, breathe, laugh, cry, pray, feel love, and give it to all of us. Not only did she live those days, but so did we, with her, and for ourselves. On Valentine's Day in 2004, my mother passed away at home in her own bed, surrounded by everyone who loved her. It was a pain-free, peaceful departure that I call a beautiful death. I'm not here to make you sad, I promise. I'm here to share with you my story. I have lived extreme and intense emotions of love, anguish, and sadness, but also of overwhelming peace. All the way leading to my calling, a calling that I needed to share with the world, home hospice care al-Inaya al-Taltifiyya. A few years later, I took a trip to Jordan, and after spending time with the hospice team that treated my mother, I took their advice to just jump in. With the support of a group of wonderful founders, with very limited funds, the Home Sanad, the Home Hospice Organization of Lebanon, was born. Now, the operational thoughts kicked in, especially that we were dealing with an unpopular cause connected with one of the most uncomfortable and scary words in our language, death. How do we start? What kind of a team will Sanad have? How will we gain credibility within this community? How will doctors endorse our mission and trust us with their patients? How will we sustain ourselves in such a crowded NGO arena? With a wonderful team and a small team of a volunteer doctor and a part-time nurse, we visited the first patient. I can never forget that moment, looking into that woman's eyes, a look I knew too well, that deep, deep sense of being with layers of fear, anxiety, hope for a miracle, with an underlying desperate need to rest. This is where the significance of our mission was affirmed. This is where I knew we were officially starting. We would see this look time and time again with every new patient and with every new story. Slowly but surely, more people found us and more doctors and hospitals referred their patients to us. More and more families allowed us to enter their homes at the most delicate yet precious times of their lives. The impact of our work started to show. ولما بدي أقلب على العربي بحكي عن شيء كتير بحبه. والpublic health graduates إجوا عنا سنتين in a row to do their research. Most beautiful students working hand in hand with us to explore, further explore home hospice care and find and learn more about it and develop it in Lebanon and the Arab world. This is such an honor and a privilege. The group of supporters and volunteers grew. We had all kinds of volunteers. Some edited our material, some helped us with our events, some linked us to their networks. Even the most beautiful children's book about death was written, illustrated, printed, and published for free by a wonderful group of professionals and supporters. It was such a modest start, so modest that we really did not need a bank account. There were days when we didn't know if we could survive another month. Then came days when we could plan only 3 months ahead. And finally came the day when we could plan a year ahead or just a little bit more. We knocked on all doors, big and small. We believed that anyone could contribute. Every door would open another, if not immediately, then eventually. Day by day, we built our credibility and earned our reputation. The awareness and the support slowly started to trickle in. Starting from the next door beauty salon to the corner restaurant, local bank, neighborhood school, and a group of scouts, all bringing with them deep conviction and commitment to our cause. And the funds have always been conditional, that we continue and that we strive. You see, we didn't have any cushion to fall back onto. The community was our own sanad. We also managed to attract another wave of generosity, one that strengthened our presence and widened the scope of our outreach. They are what the new world calls them, influencers, what we like to call them, friends. From our ambassador, the media heavyweight Ali Jabir, to talk show sensation Nishan, to famous TV host Basim Youssef, wonderful poet Zahi Wehbe, musician Sharbe Rohana, Anis Shushan, the poet, remarkable marathon runner Ali Qidami, and Maz Jobrani, the famous comedian and actor, all of whom have so kindly used their platforms and outreach to support Sanad. All of this showed us that this wonderful community are not watching us, they are watching over us. They're not grateful to us, but are grateful for us. Today, and after starting in a private home with a couple of $1,000s, here we are in an office in Beirut with 3 doctors, 4 nurses, 2 psychologists, a researcher, and a small fundraising team of mostly volunteers, and a new office in Mid-Biqa, and plans in offices in the north and in the south, alhamdulillah. I repeat, don't give up. Failure is not an option. We spend our lives trying in some shape or form to fight and maintain our human rights, one of my favorite terms. And in a world where human rights seem to be a privilege more than a right, we fight tooth and nail to ensure the right of a dignified end of life, and that the word death is conjugated in the context of life. Always believe that no door is too small to knock. Every opening, big or small, provides an opportunity to explore a new route that has its own potential. Be humble, be consistent, and stay grounded so that you keep dreaming, so that you keep learning and making change, real change, and never fear change. It is you who will find ways to protect our environment. It is you who will ensure that girls and boys have equal opportunities. It is you who will stand up to violence. It is you who will stop the abuse of poverty and treat it as a responsibility and not a touristic destination or an opportunity for self-glorification. It is you who will stand up to corruption. It is you who will stand for fairness and justice. It is you who will restore passion to the hearts and minds of policymakers, judges, teachers, and workers. It is you who will love your country and serve it برموش عيونكم. There's a little voice inside us. I promise you there is one, and I ask you to acknowledge it. I ask you to befriend it, listen to it, and you will hear your soul speaking to you, leading you to finding yourself with every turn and every crossing. It will push you to keep going. it will whisper in your ears, try one more time. And when you do realize your next step, this is when you will discover a whole new layer of courage, resilience, and determination inside you. And I promise you that you will never let it go. I chant to you my mantra, do not give up. Thank you.
It is really inspiring to listen to Dean Moyhed starting with one of his never stop learning and then ending up with what Ms. Azzeddine has mentioned, never give up. So, and this is actually what we always preach and teach at the Faculty of Health Sciences and the American University of Beirut. And now our students and graduates actually will be entertaining us with a creative piece that they have prepared. So let's give them a round of applause. They will take the stage for 5 minutes and then we will proceed.
مساء الخير واهلا وسهلا فيكم على اخر نشره اخبار لقناه فان دايك تي في. الليله الجامعه الامريكيه بتودع تلاميذها من الفاكولتي اوف هيلث ساينسز تينتقلوا على مستقبلهم الجديد.
مستقبل ما بيلوح بافقه الا بطاله وزباله، غلا وبلا، تعتير وتهجير. وحكايتنا الليله حكايه فادي اللي ما سقط. فادي اللي قضى شبابه على طرمبه البنزين، من بعد ما ساعدته اوكسيليا فادي كبر وتعلم وصار مهندس. وبما أنه البلد بألف خير، المستقبل رح يحقق أمنية فادي، ليت الشباب يعود يوما. نعم فادي، استعد، الشباب سيعود يوما. اغلي شهادة الهندسة وشراب زوماتا، راجع أيامك على طرمبة البنزين. الأوضاع بالبلد قايمة قاعدة، الفواتير قايمة والجيبة قاعدة. تيتي تيتي كيف ما رحتي وكيف ما جيتي، أوضاع البلد هي إن ركضتي وإن مشيتي. تيتي تيتي وين ما رحتي وين ما جيتي، راجعين على طرمبة البنزين وسهر الليل على ضو الكبريتي.
الليلة كل إدارة فان دايك تي في محضرة فول كفرج لإيفنت السهرة يلي متلية شوارع بيروت. رح نشوف على السوشيال ميديا شو عم بتصير مع زميلتنا آية. آية، كيف الفانز عم بحضروا ويحضروا حالهم للإيفنتس وشو عم بيصير لك أنت على السوشيال ميديا؟
بونسوار رنا وحبيب. السوشيال ميديا ولعانة كتير الليلة. أول شي حنبلش بإنستغرام. مثل ما شايفين كل التلاميذ عم ينزلوا صور الجالا يلي للأسف ما قدروا كتير ينبسطوا فيه لأنه شتت عليهم. على تويتر اللايكس عم تتكاثر على تويت دكتور آرج يلي قال فيها هيدا فوج عامل حفلة مع بعضه يا ولدي، لا هول مش التلاميذ هول كانديدا أبليكنت. وعلى فيسبوك الاكتيفيتي كتير نشيطة. خليل كريدية يلي مستلم مانجمنت الايفنت فتح بيج كرمال توديع التلاميذ وابرز المشاهير اشتركوا فيها. اول شيء عندنا الميديكال ايمجينج ستودنتس يلي مستلمين الفوتو بوث والسوشيال ميديا. الاوديولوجي يلي هن الدي جيز تاعون السهرة منزلين اجدد واحلى الاغاني. والانفايرمنتال هيلث مستلم موزعين المي. واكيد ما فينا ننسى الاوبننج ستاند الشاي تبع دكتور يزبك باسم فايت يور فلو. هول كانوا ابرز اخبار السوشيال ميديا وبنرجع لكم رنا وحبيب.
حبيب بسرعة شيل اللاب كوت، إذا بشوفك مستر عصام بيقتلك.
لا بعد في هيدا ما جردونا منه الظالمين. ليش يا مستر عصام؟ ليش الظلم؟ وينه مستر عصام؟ ليش مستر عصام؟ لك حتى البدله اللي لبسها مش لإلي، متكل على اللاب كنت ارجع فيها على البيت.
ليه قد حق البدله كلها سوا يعني؟
ليش مين قال لك انه دافع حقه لللاب كوت؟ 30,000 زمط فيها بالام سي اف، بس التعتير انه البلاش ما بيخلوك تتهني فيه، مشان هيك.
مهم ما بيصير نعمل هيك، نحن لايف على التي في.
اوكي يلا كفينا. المهم رح ننتقل على الساحة الميدانية للجامعة الأمريكية ببيروت، وتحديداً على الميديكال جيت، نشوف شو الأوضاع مع زميلنا الإعلامي همام عنتر. همام، عم تسمعني؟
عم بسمعك بس لحظة، في عجلة كنا علقين على الكولا. بتعرف يعني العالم جاي على الايفنت ورمضان وقصص، بس الحمد لله تلقطنا بعلي من الايديولوجي حيخبرنا كيف الوضع عنده بالميجر.
الجو ولعان كثير، السهرة ولعان، الاحتفالات ولعانة. تخيل انه اليوم تخريج اول 5 اوديولوجيست بكل لبنان. بس حتى اعطيكم فكره عن نحن شو بنعمل بحياتنا. نحن كثير بنتخرج قوي وبنعمل اشياء كثير حلوه بالحياه. نحن بنعرف ننظف، بنعرف نمسح، بنعرف نجلي، بنعرف نهتم بالصغار، بنعرف نهتم بالكبار. فانا حابب من عبر شاشتكم انتم انه وصل لكل العالم. نحن نزلنا ابلكيشنز على صفحاتنا على السوشيال ميديا، بدهم يكون اللي بحب يقدم بده اي عريس اي عروس فيكم تقدموا. نحن بنستقبلكم بكل رحابه صدر. وكمان بدي اخبركم الاحصاءات الديموغرافيه بتبين انه مع تخرج اوديولوجيست واحد بالسنه بتخف نسبه الطلاق ب 5%.
مين تعملوا هالشيء؟
عندنا تكنولوجي جديده، هي سماعه بتنحط ورا الدينه. هي السماعه بتخفف كثير مشاكل، ما بتضطر تعيط على مرتك تقول لها اخفي صوتك او سكت ابنك، بتطفي السماعه وبيسكت الولد. وبنفس الوقت اذا انت بتكون مثلا اذا انت جاي على بيتك وابنك عم يبكي، فيك المصلبيه لحد البيت تسمع صوته عم يبكي. فهيدي السماعه ان شاء الله رح تخلينا نوصل لدبل افكت، يعني 10% محل 5.
ان شاء الله بتحققوا كل اللي بتحلموا فيه. وهلا عودة لكم رنا وحبيبي، تغطيه خاصه لحفل الليله.
شكراً همام، بنشكرك. رنا شو الوضع؟ شو في؟
الناس عم بتطلق، انا ما عم لاقي عريس لاشتري سماعه.
الله يقويك.
لحظه، معنا اتصال من اهل البقاع. وين موقعك بالاي بي ام سي؟ روان عم تسمعينا؟
ايه معك رنا من هون. انا من قدام الجامعه الامريكيه ببيروت او ما يعرف بالاي بي ام سي. بعدي طالعه من بيزمنت فلور. صراحه ما حدا من الميديكال ايميجينج قدر يكون معنا بهيدا البث المباشر، بس توكلوني انا حتى اقول لكم شو الاوضاع. تحت شباب والصبايا مولعينا مثل العاده، مبلشين تطقيش صور اكستري، سي تي سكان، الترا ساوند اند ام ار اي. بس ما قدروا يطلعوا يعملوا انترفيو، خافوا لحتى ينقلوا الاكستريز او الالترا فايولت ريز والانفراريد ريز للمشاهدين. انا هون حابقى على اتصال يعني معكم، بلكي تلقطت بشي حدا قدامي هون. وبهذا الوقت عودة لكم رنا وحبيب، كنت معكم الاميره ونيونس.
شكرا لك روان. وزميلة حبيب، عم بيصلنا على السوشيال ميديا السؤال التالي: اذا بدنا نوصل على ويست هول كرمال ناخذ صور التخرج، وين بتصير؟
اخر ما عم مربنا
مزبوط
بعده ب 500 متر اول ما
يا دلي.
هونيك
ليك انا عم فكر هيك قاعدين كلنا مجتمعين، ليه ما بناخذ صوره بدل ما
مع بعضنا
نطلع
سيلفي؟
فاي اللي حابب ياخذ السيلفي بليز يوقف، او 4 بعض او
4 بعض.
تخذ ايه عن جد.
ثانك يو. من بعد السيلفي اللي اخذناها سوا ما تروحوا لبعيد، فاصل ونواصل.
ذكريات ايام سعيده، لحظات بعيده عالقلب قريبه، معني دور كبروا الولاد صغار، تغزوا صاروا كبار، معني دور بيقولوا ولاد صغار، تغزوا وصاروا كبار.
شكرا.
Thank you. I guess ما رح نخاف عليكم، رح تلاقوا شغل بالمجال الإعلامي. Now, thanks again to the students, and we proceed with this event. It is said that the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to his or her commitment to excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, let us recognize the achievements of the Faculty of Health Sciences undergraduate students with awards celebrating academic performance, best laboratory skills, and last but not least, the Penrose Award for scholarship, character, leadership, and contribution to university life. I would call upon Dean Whitehead to hand out the awards.
Our first award is the Kiram Sanyora Memorial Prize in Environmental Health. This award is given in memory of Kiram Sanyora, a passionate advocate of social development and child protection in Lebanon who left us too soon. The award is given to the FHS undergraduate student with the highest grade point average in the environmental health program. I call upon Mr. Ayman Sanyora to join me at the stage. And I call upon the chairperson of the Environmental Health Department, Dr. Rima Habib, to join us on the stage. The Kiram Sanyora Memorial Prize in Environmental Health goes to Najla Dahir. Our second award is the Abdel Basit Ahmed Sanyora Memorial Prize in Health Professions. This award is given in memory of Abdel Basit Ahmed Sanyora, a highly vigilant and resilient entrepreneur who managed to transform the Sanyora sweets industry from a local to an international endeavor. To honor his memory and his belief in education and perseverance, his family established this award, which is given to the FHS undergraduate student with the highest grade point average in one of the disciplines of health professions at the Faculty of Health Sciences, medical audiology, medical imaging, or medical lab sciences. I call upon his grandson, Mr. Abdel Basit Sanyora, to join me on stage. And I call upon the Director of the Division of Health Professions, Dr. Sami Ramia, to join us also. The Abdel Basit Ahmed Sanyora Memorial Prize in Health Professions goes to Aram Bidekyan. Our next award is the Distinguished Medical Lab Sciences Graduate Award. This award is given in recognition of excellence in academic performance and medical laboratory practical skills. I call upon the chairperson of the Department of Pathology and Lab Medicine. Is Dr. Zatari around? Yes. Dr. Ghazi Zatari, to join me on stage to give out this award. The Distinguished Medical Lab Sciences Graduate Award goes to Aram Bidekyan. our final undergraduate award is the Penrose Award. The Penrose Award is given in recognition of the best combination of the qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and contribution to the university as a whole. I call upon the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Rima Afifi, to join me on stage. The winner of this year's Penrose Award is Asil Nahlawi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Writing this speech was harder than I expected. So many people to thank, mixed emotions to express, countless experiences to share and advices to give. Things that you've most probably heard many times in such occasions. However, I decided I won't tell you what you already know. Instead, I will share with you the results of an exercise I did a week ago when I was asked to say this speech. I imagined, what if I was not an AB student? What if I'm not graduating now from AB? What if I'm not graduating at all? How many things would not have been the same in my life? If I weren't an AB student, I wouldn't have had the chance to engage with an extremely diverse and enriching group of people from whom I learned a lot. I wouldn't have met amazing people like you and built lifelong friendships. I wouldn't be as healthy and fit. No, not because we have a wonderful athletics center at Charles Hostler, and we do, but because I wouldn't have to climb the chemistry stairs and run all the way from the biology department to Van Dyke in 10 minutes every day. If I weren't an AB student, I wouldn't be able to reward myself with a chocolate crepe from Bliss Street after a hard exam. I wouldn't be able to go cry with my friends on the seaside about the problems we're facing. I wouldn't have had the chance to start the Dream Matcher Club and make the dreams of tens of people come true in less than 1 year. I wouldn't be standing in front of you today saying this speech as the Penrose awardee, and the list goes on and on. In brief, if I weren't an AB student, I wouldn't be the person who I am today. That's for sure. So I invite every one of you, whether a student, an alumni, or a faculty member, to do this exercise. You will be impressed how much different your life would have been, and how many things you wouldn't have had the chance to do. But more importantly, you'll be grateful for all the things you have achieved, for all the dreams you have realized but have taken for granted. For the students among us, wasn't being accepted to AB a dream in the first place? I bet it was. For some of us, the dream was to find a scholarship. For others, it might have been to finish these difficult years and graduate, or to find new friends and make memories with them. And here you are today. You have achieved all of that and more. So look back and take a moment to appreciate all these beautiful things and feel grateful. Reminding yourself of your blessings, AB being one of them, and feeling grateful about them is one of the best things you can do for yourself. This mere act of remembering things that are already there will definitely make you feel happier and more determined to succeed. And now that we have appreciated and noticed all these blessings, we need to remember that many people in the world are not as privileged as we are. While we are lucky to be graduating from the best university in the region, there are many people our age that didn't have the chance to get an education at all. We do have a responsibility towards them. Each one of us can have an impact, I promise you. Never underestimate the huge impact your small actions can have. So let's be the change we want to see in this world, and let's start today. And here's the Penrose Award giving us another important lesson in life. While being busy taking care of the pen, don't forget the rose. Dare to be a pen rose in life. Pen for all the intellectual and professional dimensions, for earning academic degrees, nourishing our minds with knowledge, acquiring critical thinking skills, analyzing, doing research, reading, working hard. Whereas the rose part stands for the emotional and artistic dimensions, for singing from the bottom of your heart, for loving unconditionally, giving charity, dancing under the rain, drawing a smile on a stranger's face, enjoying the sweet taste of a chocolate bar as it melts in your mouth, squeezing hard someone you love between your arms, enjoying the little things. Here's the pen road reminding us that we need both dimensions for a balanced and well-adjusted life. Without both dimensions, a person is never complete. So remember, when you're leaving home with your pen in your pocket, don't forget the rose as well. And finally, I would like to take this opportunity to send a huge thank you to my dear family, amazing friends, inspiring professors, and generous maqasid. Without your endless support and continuous encouragement and guidance, nothing of this could ever be possible. I'm grateful to have each and every one of you in my life. Thank you.
عودة لمتابعة النشرة المسائية مباشرة من قاعة عصام فارس بالجامعة الأمريكية ببيروت على قناة فيدي تي في. وردنا منذ قليل قبل ما نكفي أخبارنا تظاهرات تعم شارع بليس للمطالبة برفع نتائج صف الميم لام سين باء 11 بعد 200. عرفتوا منين طلعوا النتائج؟
من الفاكسينولوجي لاب ستيتس.
فكان الرد من الدكتورة ندى ملحم عبر تويتر: عيشتي بدلا من زارة علامتك طايرة طيارة. منتابع جولتنا الميدانية ومننتقل على ساحة الجامعة الأمريكية ببيروت، تحديداً على الدورمز مكان إقامة طلاب الجامعة الأمريكية، مع الزميلة الإعلامية خلود فواز. خلود تفضلي، شو عندك شي جديد عندك؟
ولا عنا الاي سي توشينا عم يلعبوا ماتش فوتبول، بس نحن بعاد عن الجو. في خبرك عن السينات اذا بدك.
خلود ريسبشن.
ريسبشن صح، ريسبشن. معي مايا الجندي حتخبرنا شوي عن كيفك مايا وكيف الانفايرو معك والريسبشن.
والله ركض بركض عم ننظف المي بالاي بي، هيك ساقطين كورس الووتر. بس احلى شيء بهالميجر اذا سقطت كورس واحد بتضل سنه زياده بالجامعه. بس احلى شيء لما قالوا لنا شو بتدرسوا بنقول لهم صحه بيئيه، ولوف هدول قاعدين يحلوا ازمه الزباله بالبلد، ونحن قشريش يا كولي ضلينا سمستر كامل عم نتمرن كيف ننفذها. وهلا في تلاميذ بالفاكولتي عاملين حملة نظافة، تعرفوا اير بولوشن ما اير بولوشن، قررنا نرشد طول بالفاكولتي to kill 99.9% of the germs. ايه وحنظف الاي بي وعاملين حملة بالفاكولتي.
ولا اف اتش اس فور كلينر انفايرمنت، بس اهم شيء تهتموا لنا بهالبسينات، خصوصي ابن سعيد.
يا حبيب يا قلبي، هيدا ستيريليوم مش شامبو.
هلا امر الله اللاب كوت جربتونا منه، ستيريليوم مش حاطه من جايبتك؟ ما فهمت.
الله ماشي. ننتقل هلا على الميديكال لاب ساينسز بروجرام مع الزميله رانيا من الفان دايك يارد. رانيا عم تسمعينا؟
ايه رنا، انا هلا متواجده باليارد تبع فان دايك، وحوالي تلاميذ الام ال اس بي مشغولين عم يدوروا على اجوبه لاسئله الدكتور اعرج. معي نادر وآية. نادر
سوري بس دقيقة، عم اشوف السؤال رقم 212 بامتحان دكتور اعرج.
اوكي سو مثل ما شايفين
زميلة رانيا بس نسأل، لاقوا الجواب؟
عنا؟
لقينا الجواب.
لقيتوا الجواب، بس انتوا حاليا على
الارض؟
على الارض
مريخ
انتوا لقيتوا الجواب ولا؟
بيقولوا على الارض.
باكم على الارض.
منيح. طيب
جواب دكتور اعرج على الارض.
اوكي
مثل ما شايفين تلاميذ مشغولين عم بيحضروا للاكزام. عودة لكم رنا وحبيب.
بدنا ننتقل هلا على الطابق الثالث من الفاكولتي. مزبوط، طابق الميكروويف، مي السخنه، اكل. بولا معنا من الفاكولتي مباشره مع تلاميذ الماسترز MPH وMS.
بونسوار. انا هلا على الطابق الثالث، مثل ما قلت ريحه الاكل معبيه بالطابق. كنا حابين نعمل انترفيو مع الماستر ستودنتس بس للاسف ما في حدا. الهيئه ما صدقوا اخذوا الشهاده وراحوا يشتغلوا، ما لحقوا حتى يرتاحوا. فهالحاله انه اذا هالقد الجراجويت بروجرام متعب، عم فكر اقدم على مس لبنان.
يلا
للصبي ملكي تاج وصولجان، طلعت من الحكاية قمر الزمان. يا ساحة مزينة يا حلم ودار الدنيا، أجمل من ألف ليلة ليلة من لبنان.
زميلة عن جد الليلة كتير مؤثرة.
بعد ما خلصنا
مزبوط. كرمال ننهي سهرتنا قررنا أنا وزملائي نهدي غنية للفاكولتي، فبستدعي كل الريبورترز والانترفيويز ينزلوا معنا على المسرح.
تفضلوا. أغنية ختام النشرة المسائية. بنشكر متابعتكم. لك مايسترو نادر، تفضل.
وحياة قلبي وأفراحه وهنا في مساء وصباحه. وحياة قلبي وأفراحه وهنا في مساء وصباحه. ما لقيت فرحان في الدنيا زي الفرحان بنجاحه. الناجح يرفع ايده، الناجح يرفع ايده وغني في عيدنا وعيده. الناجح يرفع ايده ويغني في عيدنا وعيده، ويقول دايما ناجحين على طول، دايما ونجحنا يطول، دايما على طول، دايما على طول.
بنقوم نهدى سلامة.
Thank you, merci.
Thank you.
Thank you again for our students, and this is really nice. And نجحتهم لأنه هيك عندهم these talents. Congratulations for the special awardees and for the graduates. And then yet again, our faculty, the Faculty of Health Sciences, is committed to excellence and thrives and to prepare competent public health professionals who are agents of change. Once again, and to acknowledge our seeds of change, I would call upon Dean Whitehead for the distribution of the FHS Graduate Awards, recognizing graduate students for excellence in academic performance and leadership in public health.
I call upon the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Afifi, to join me on the stage. We start with the Graduate Academic Achievement Awards, given in recognition of excellence in graduate academic performance, with the winners having the highest grade point average. I call upon the Chairperson of the Health Promotion and Community Health Department, Dr. Sawsan Abdul Rahim, to join us. The Graduate Academic Achievement Award for the Masters of Public Health goes to Ms. Rana Shahab. I call upon the acting chairperson of the Department of Epidemiology and Population Health, Dr. Monique Shaya, to join us. As for the Graduate Academic Achievement Award for the Master of Science, it goes to Khalil Abu Bakr Kraidi. Our next award is a new award. It's the Dr. Musa Najib Na'mi Endowed Award for Public Health Leadership. The award is named after Professor Musa Na'mi, Professor of Agriculture and Water Resources. And the Dr. Musa Najib Na'mi Award for Public Health Leadership is an endowed fund donated by the Na'mi family in memory of their son, Dr. Najib Musa Na'mi. Najib received his MD, medical doctor, and MPH from AUB. He was a community leader who believed in human development and affecting positive change in society. He was a United Nations Fellow, disaster management specialist, a scout, and a volunteer. Najib was active in health awareness campaigns and often volunteered his services to the Red Cross as an on-call physician. He initiated and led the Phoenix Institution, a foundation which offered paramedical training, conducted health research, and initiated and supported various clinics across Lebanon. Najib passed away at the young age of 33, leaving a rich legacy of all-out giving and a deep passion to knowledge, education, and the human development. Tonight, we offer the first Musa Najib Na'mi Award for Public Health Leadership. This award will be presented to a graduate student who exhibits the spirit and values of public health and has demonstrated potential leadership in public health. May I ask Dr. Marianne Na'mi to join me at the stage. I call upon the chairperson of the Department of Health Promotion and Community Health, Dr. Sausan Abdulrahim, to join us. And the Dr. Musa Najib Na'mi Endowed Award for Public Health Leadership goes to Ms. Noor Jaber Shahib. Ms. Noor Shahib will say a word, but let me introduce Noor. Noor is a Master of Public Health student in the concentration of Health Promotion and Community Health. She rightly describes herself as a multitasker, part-time graduate student. Just listen to what she does in addition to her graduate studies. She is a full-time. Check her out when you travel. Driven by her public health spirit and acquired knowledge from her MPH program, she volunteered time to work with the Cabin Safety Department at MEA and became an active member of the Lebanese Cabin Crew Union. She became an advocate for workers' rights and their health and safety. She also volunteered with the Lebanese Red Cross since 2011, working with its emergency medical services and its disaster management unit. She currently serves as the mission leader at the EMS, Emergency Medical Services Station in her town, Alay. She's also a community activist and has committed time and passion to multiple NGOs calling for fair and democratic elections. فوضى كل محل كانت. So fair and democratic elections, participating in talks and conferences, and not missing in any street demonstration. So taking to the street, demonstrating for a clean environment and better governance. In all her activities, Noor always aspired to leave an impact and change her surrounding into a better place. Her friends saw in her an inspiration and a role model for courage, commitment, and high work ethics integrity. I ask you to come to the stage and share some of your thoughts with us.
Thank you, Dean Henwayhid, for the introduction. Dear faculty, friends, parents, and my fellow graduates, I would first like to start by expressing my greetings to the family of the late Dr. Musa Najib Nima, who are here with us today to celebrate our marvelous achievement. I humbly accept this award with deep gratitude, as I feel so fortunate to have this privilege afforded to me by my friends who nominated me and my faculty members who selected me to receive this prestigious award. Thank you. Now I would like you all to please fasten your seatbelts and position your seat backs upright, as I will be taking you on a brief journey bound to the end of this magnificent, on a brief flight bound to the end of this magnificent journey. Getting here has not been easy. It was a flight full of turbulences and detours. It was never ending. The overnights, the cries, the endless hiding from the security guards to find a place to study after 9 p.m., and definitely the laughs. I am sure that we wouldn't have made it here without the constant support and encouragement of our parents. I promise you, Suzanne, to do my home chores now. And our faculty members. So thank you always for being here for us, each in your own way. Like many of my fellow graduates, my journey has not been easy. Nevertheless, I can proudly say that I took the most out of it. I have always been interested in the health field, for my dream was to become a physician. However, I couldn't afford paying for the medical school, and that was my turning point. In order to compensate for the passion for medicine, I became a first aid provider at the Lebanese Red Cross Emergency Medical Services Department in my hometown, Alay. And in fact, this experience altered my vision and perception of health, as I got to understand how individuals exist in a wider environment that highly affects their well-being. And that was it. I decided to study public health instead of medicine. And in order for me to do so, and to pay the tuition, because it was very high, I started working as a cabin crew. So I lived double lives working as a full-time cabin crew for the Middle East Airlines in order to finance my tuition. And throughout my enrollment in the program, I always got asked questions like, but what is the relationship between what you're studying and your job? And in fact, I always considered my work as an impediment to my public health career, until I also realized that we, as public health professionals, have the capability to create opportunities to practice public health and enhance the lives of people around us. So I got engaged in the union work to fight for labor rights of my fellow cabin crew. My interest in civic engagement and belief in my responsibility for shaping a better society towards being a better citizen. No, a better female citizen involved in improving the quality of life of individuals within my community through volunteerism. Saving a life and being thanked by families for helping their beloved ones when most in need. Drawing a smile on people's faces when most vulnerable. The very small difference that we think means nothing, but in fact means the world to an old lady who lives by herself and has no one to take care of her. Or a furious young man who has no one to talk to at 3 a.m. in the morning but those young Red Cross volunteers. Advocating for being subsidized for receiving a vaccine against a disease I am only subjected to because of my occupation, the yellow fever vaccine. This is what civic engagement and public health means to me. And in fact, my dear fellow graduates, there's a beautiful quote by an Indian writer called Abdul Kalam that I would like to share with you today. And it says, "In order to shine like a sun, we got to burn like a sun. And here we are all today, shining like suns after putting all our effort and energy to earn this degree. But beware, my friends. The sun has a big responsibility in life. It lights our earth, and so will you. You will light the life of the unfortunate, manage health disparities, help the needy, and save lives. Yes, you will save lives, even if you can't see it on the short term, because we all acknowledge that public health impact requires quite some time. So don't give up. Yes, don't give up. We are the future generation. We are the change. We are the ones to take over and conquer the world with our knowledge, empathy, commitment, and perseverance. We are responsible for making a difference in enhancing the lives of individuals and therefore communities around us. Let us all share the public health knowledge and skills we acquired and remember to use our public health endeavors. For as Rumi said, a candle loses nothing by lighting another. Congratulations.
We now move to the Delta Omega chapter inductees. Delta Omega is the International Honorary Society in Public Health, whose purpose is to encourage, quote, is to encourage and recognize excellence in practice, research, education, and academic achievement in the field of public health, end quote. The Faculty of Health Sciences established its Gamma Delta chapter in 2010. So each year, FHS inducts student members. Student members are those who are about the upper 25% of the graduating class and have demonstrated real or potential qualities of leadership in public health in addition to academic excellence. So I call upon the president of the Gamma Delta chapter, Ms. Maisa Baru, to join us on stage to announce this year's inductees. So Maisa, you take it from here.
So this year's inductees, student inductees, are Mr. Ahmad Ali, Miss Noor Al-Arnaout, Miss Yasmin Faraj, Miss Amina Al-Haraka, Miss Noor Jaber Shayeb, Miss Farah Madi, and Miss Sandra Pardi Maradian. Congratulations. So for this year, we will also be inducting alumni members. Alumni members are graduates of the school whose work in the practice of public health would serve as a model for future graduates of the school. This year's alumni inductees are Ms. Samar Dimashkiya Hamoud in absentia, Dr. Randa Ahmade. Dr. Ahmade is a graduate of the class of 1999. She is the head of the Primary Healthcare and Social Health Department and the manager of the Immunization and Essential Drugs Program at the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health. Ms. Hilda Harb, also in absentia. Ms. Mitra To, in absentia. And Ms. Dima Zayat, graduate of the class of 2007 and Health and In-Kind Program Manager at Anera, Lebanon. Congratulations. Congratulations.
This year marks a milestone in the recent history of the faculty of our school, confirming our commitment to diversity at the Faculty of Health Sciences. 35 of our 131 graduating students this year, 27%, are non-Lebanese, from 5 Arab countries, 4 sub-Saharan African countries, and the US. To commemorate this special moment, I have asked Mr. Edmund Kanmiki, one of our first African graduates at FHS, to say a few words on behalf of the international students. Edmund came to AUB with a BS in Mathematical Economics and several years of experience in health research in Ghana. He joined the Masters of Public Health program at our faculty in September 2015 and was among the first group of graduate African students joining AUB through the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. At AUB, Edmund demonstrated high spirits and was an active and engaged member of the student community. Edmund, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dean, for that wonderful introduction. All protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I can think of no better way to start a speech than by expressing my deepest appreciation and gratitude to all those who have supported and guided us throughout our journey. I want to express our appreciation to our professors for exposing us to new ideas and perspectives in the field of health science and the world at large. We thank you for challenging us and supporting us up to this moment. To our family and friends, we are very grateful for always being there for us and supporting us. Without you, we will not be here today. Fellow graduates, congratulations. As I look at your faces today, I see very happy ones. For some of us, we are particularly delighted because we are the first in our families to graduate from a prestigious university like AUB. I was born in a small town in northern Ghana, West Africa, where poverty is pervasive and opportunities are limited. I attended my basic school up to my first degree in that part of the world and continued to work there. I had very limited exposure to diverse tutorship and modern facilities that enhance learning. After my first degree, I'd always dreamt of an opportunity to study in a world-class university like AUB. Today, thanks to AUB, through the MasterCard Scholarship Program, my dream of being trained in a world-class university has materialized. Indeed, permit me once again to express my gratitude to the Dean of the Faculty, also to Professor Reem Afifi, Mrs. Maham, and Ms. Reem, and all those in the faculty, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in the faculty who contribute to providing scholarships for students to study. I'm also familiar with the TDR Scholarship Program, the Regional Scholarship Program, and the Graduate Assistantship Program that helps students like me achieve our dreams. Fellow graduates, Regardless of our paths, the paths we take after here, let us always remember that we are proud graduates of AUB. Nelson Mandela, one of the greatest African leaders ever, once said, "Education is a powerful weapon that can be used to change the world." Today, as graduates, we are well equipped with that weapon, and each one of us has a responsibility to use that weapon effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, we happen to find ourselves in parts of the world where there is still high burden of infectious diseases. In addition, there's the emergence and upsurge of non-communicable diseases. Yet, we are faced with weak health systems, poor infrastructure, and low human capital. And to compound it all, conflicts and political unrest are very prevalent in this part of the world, resulting in needless deaths, displacement of people, and the breakdown of health systems. For those of us who have taken public health as a profession, we have no option but to rise up to the occasion. Fellow graduates, we must use the skills and knowledge we have acquired throughout our training to fight, among other things, poverty, illiteracy, corruption, racism, social exclusion, inequality, and above all, to promote love and peace that our world needs today. The knowledge we have accumulated throughout this our training is enough not just to benefit ourselves, but also others. Let us endeavor to share this knowledge with others. This we can do by being mentors and positive role models to those who need it. As we leave this reception today, I want to challenge each and every one of us to pause and think of the millions out there who have never had the opportunity that we have got today. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Kameki. This is really inspiring. And then again, congratulations to our graduates and awardees. And we all think that this is it for us. But it might feel like this is the last step in your journey at the Faculty of Health Sciences and AUB, but your connection will and should last a lifetime. And to welcome you warmly to our alumni community, I would call upon Ms. Dareen Najm, the president of the FHS Alumni Chapter. Ms. Najm received her Master's of Public Health in 2003 from the American University of Beirut at FHS. She was elected the president of the Alumni Health Sciences Chapter in 2015. She has worked since then on reconnecting the Faculty of Health Sciences alumni. She has 16 years of professional experience in the private sector, specifically in multinational companies in the Middle East, and working in general management and strategic and operational marketing. In 2016, Dareen decided to leave the corporate business and started her own consultancy career, with particular interest in supporting individuals and organizations in addressing public health and social development issues. Please welcome with me Ms. Dareen Najm.
Thank you, Nada, for the introduction. Thank you, Dean Wahid, for the invitation. It is an absolute pleasure for me to be here and share with you, dear FHSers, the last moments you have as students and the very first moments of being alumni of this faculty and of AUB. So, Alf Mabruk, and welcome to the FHS Alumni Chapter. You are now one of us. But who are we, alumni? Akid, we are all graduates of this faculty. Now, some graduated top of the class, others barely made it. Some knew that what their next step was, others, and after many years of graduating, are still exploring. Some are part of large organizations, NGOs, working in the development field, saving the environment, working in public health. Others became entrepreneurs or are freelancers or work in government or are stay-at-home moms and dads or work on TV. Some continued their education and got their PhD and came back to teach in this faculty or elsewhere. Others became yoga teachers. I know at least one. Some live in Lebanon, most are in other parts of the world, some made it very far. 2 were in Alaska at some point, one of them is actually here. And some, perhaps many, did all of the above and more. So like you, they all shared the same classes, same teachers, got the same degree, but they did not have the same path. Instead, they each had their own unique journey and told their own life story. So just take a moment and imagine the unlimited opportunities you have of the person you will become and the impact you will do. Now, you would think that you made it this far, you have your degree in hand, and you have your life planned. The scary reality is that in the grand scale of things, nothing goes to plan. It is scary, but it is also exciting. And the good thing is, you shouldn't go through this journey by yourself. My message to you, you are not alone. Today, you are part of a large community of like-minded individuals, of agents of change, who share the same values of inclusion, humility, and justice, and who have made tremendous impact in the world. And this community is there to support you, encourage you, learn from you, and give you the opportunity to do the same for fellow students and alumni. You are not alone. Now, it is going to be hard for each one of us to connect to more than 2,000 alumni worldwide. That's where we come in, the chapter's executive committee. Our job is to make this easier for you. I have served as president of the executive committee since 2015, alongside a small group of dynamic alumni. Together, we organized social gatherings, professional networking events, took part in faculty-led initiatives, and did our best to grow an engaged community of alumni. Unlike in Lebanese politics, عملنا انتخابات. Every 2 years, this executive committee is elected through a nomination and election process. So the 2015 committee has now concluded its 2-year term, and so is handing over the responsibility to a newly elected committee. Allow me, on your behalf and that of our body of alumni, to acknowledge and thank the work and dedication of the 2015 Executive Committee. If you are here, please stand up. Sausan, Josiane, Sarine, Arwa, Ali, and Soha. I am very pleased to announce that the nomination process for the new committee was concluded this Friday. For that, I want to also thank the Independent Nomination Committee who led the process, particularly our very own Jumana Kalot, who is and always a great support to the chapter. So now allow me to introduce the new kids on the block, the members of your new executive committee, some of whom are with us today. So if you are here, and some I know and others I don't, please stand up. Malak Halawi, class of 2002. Reem Fayyad, class of 97. Diala Abu Dahir, class of 2001. Salah Fakhouri, class of 81. Hilda Harab, class of 94. Khalil Kreidiye, class of 2016. Fatin Mqaddim, class of 1990. And yours truly, Dareen Najm, class of 2003. Mabrouk. I am honored to be serving as president on the second term, and I'm very excited to work closely with the new executive committee. On behalf of the old and the new executive committee and all of our alumni, I welcome you, young, dynamic agents of change, engineers of hope, disruptors, to our chapter. Our first gathering will be an iftar. So mark your calendars. It is on Monday, 19th of June. We expect everybody to be here. It's a great occasion to reconnect with old friends, but also to meet new friends. For those of the social media, high-tech people, we're not on Instagram, but we are on Facebook. So go on Facebook. The page's name is AUB FHS Alumni Chapter. Please, I want to see that photo, that selfie on the page. Go there, like it, and share your photo. So remember, as Lubna and everybody said, do not give up because you are not alone. Stay connected, get involved, and together, let us make an impact. Thank you.
Finally, we would like to wish you well in whatever path you have decided to take. And we would hope that the knowledge that you have acquired during your stay at the Faculty of Health Sciences would serve you the best. I would like to call upon the Dean, Iman Noihed, and the students to the stage to cut the cake. And after that, we are going to head out to the buffet. So congratulations, class of 2017. Oh, up. We are going to do that up, not in here. So I'm sorry about that.